All right, Coach Rod, thank you very much. We transition now to football. The Utah Utes have 1 week left of spring football. The red-white game Saturday, 1 p.m. We're excited to be joined live in studio by head coach Kyle Whittingham and offensive coordinator Brian Johnson. Coach, we'll start with you. Before we dig into spring, we had a big splash hiring this guy during the offseason. What was it about Brian that set him apart from the other applicants? Well,
first of all, we did a thorough search. You know, we took our time with this hire and got probably about a month before we made the decision. Wanted to make sure we exhausted all the possibilities and took a look at everybody that was out there. And when it came right down to it, actually the two best candidates were on our own staff. You know, Brian and Aaron Roderick, who's an absolutely fantastic football coach. And you know, I just felt that you know, what we need right now, that with leadership and energy and the things I was looking for, Brian fit the bill. And we made Aaron Roderick the passing game coordinator. He's Brian's right-hand man, and so far it's proven to be a very good combination.
Now, Brian, I'm sure you heard the criticism. You're too young. You don't have the experience. How do you respond to that, and how does that motivate you?
Well, you know, for me personally, it's obviously it's a huge blessing, and it's an opportunity that I'm extremely excited to have. But you know, the age really doesn't bother me. You know, I've been young here for a really long time doing everything, so I've kind of just gotten used to it. And you know, there'll be some new challenges with this job, but as there is with any new job. But you know, I feel very confident in our ability as a program to take this program to new levels.
Now, Coach, let's dig into spring. Your thoughts initially on what's been going on so far, what you guys have been able to accomplish. What do you like? What do you maybe concerned about?
Well, very, very positive so far. We've had 12 practices, and I'm going to tell you we've taken 12 big steps forward. You know, one each practice, and we have not had a bad practice. The energy, the focus, the concentration of our players has been outstanding, and that's really, you know, twofold. Number one, the senior leadership that we have is it appears to be a great group, and then the coaching staff. You know, bringing you know, elevating Brian to the coordinator position and bringing on Sharif Shaw and Dan Finn. You know, we have a staff that gets along great and is really excited about what they're doing, and it shows on the field.
Last year, quarterback depth was an issue. This year, it looks like not so much.
Exactly. We went from being very, very lean at the position to having 5 guys that we really like. You know, obviously Jordan Wayne is running with the ones right now. The 2 freshmen are doing an outstanding job, Travis and Chase. John Hayes is making the most of the reps he gets, and Adam Schultz, you know, a freshman that really hasn't got a lot of reps, but may have the strongest arm of the entire group. So we're blessed right now with a great group of quarterbacks. I'm going to tell you, I've been at Utah 18 years. I don't think we've ever had the depth in its entirety that we have this year.
Wow. Wow. Brian, talk about Jordan Wynn a little bit. Everyone's concerned about the injury coming off of that. He looks bigger and stronger. How was his performance so far?
Well, you know, we obviously challenged him as a coaching staff to change his body and to really evaluate what he could do to remain healthy for an entire season. He kind of took it to heart, and he's done a great job. He and Paul Silvestri and Coach LSI have worked extremely hard to be in a position to get him back, and he's feeling really good right now. So, you know, what he brings to us from an intangible standpoint is something that's extremely important, and we're excited to have him back, and excited to watch him play.
Now, Coach mentioned the freshman. Would you feel comfortable putting one of these 2 young guys into a game this fall?
Absolutely.
If you had to?
Absolutely. You know, we've played young guys here before, and it's no secret here that the best players will play, and that's something that, you know, we obviously have done here for a really long time. So, you know, by no means are we afraid to put those guys in the game. And I think the fact that they both have graduated early from high school and enrolled early in spring, the reps that they're getting in spring will allow us to do that if we need to.
Now, Coach, Starlo Tulele's back. Huge get for you guys to have him back. Exactly. A lot of talent on defense. Could this defense be even better than last year?
It could be. You know, we'll have to see how things shape up. You know, the young linebackers is probably the key. You know, we're up front. We've got a lot of experience returning. We got stars. You mentioned the 2 Kruger brothers, Nate Fakahafua, who may have had as good a spring as any of the front guys. Secondary is back, minus Conroy Black. That's the only guy we lost in the secondary. So really, it's going to boil down to the development of these young linebackers, and it's a very talented group, just short on experience, but we take talent over experience any day.
You put a hard hat on a couple weeks ago. You made a big mess up there at the U.
Absolutely, yeah.
Tore down the football offices. Tell us about the construction project you've started up there.
Well, first of all, it's underway. It's going on. The building that we had been in is completely scraped. It's disappeared, and we've got everything going full bore for the new building that's due to be completed May 1st of 2013. And so it's something that's going to be a huge advantage for us in recruiting and in the sports medicine aspect of it as well. And that's probably one of the main primary reasons we got the building is the sports medicine aspect of it.
You look like a natural out there doing that.
If I ever need a second job, that's what I'm going to do right there. So.
Well, Coach, I wanted to ask you, no one knows the rivalry better than you between BYU and Utah. There's no contract after 2012. How important is it to you that the rivalry game continue beyond that?
Well, the rivalry game is important, but not as important as what's best for our university and our football program. And so that's really an athletic director conversation and question to be answered. But it's been a great rivalry. But with the Pac-12 schedule, and particularly when it's 9 games, now they're talking about maybe going to an 8-game Pac-12 schedule, which would ease the scheduling dilemma that we have. But we got to do what's best for us, and what we're looking for in our schedule. The bottom line is balance. That's the operative word that we're trying to achieve. And Dr. Hill's a very smart guy, and he's going to make sure that happens. But like everybody else, I'd hate to see it go away. But bottom line is what's best for us, and also what's best for them.
And Brian, you were a former player in this rivalry. How about you? What would it mean to you to see this go away if it happened to go away?
Well, obviously that question is. Like Coach said, an athletic director's question, but I've enjoyed playing in this rivalry, and it's been interesting how it's kind of developed for me. Obviously, when I got here, I didn't know much about it, being from Texas, but over the last 8 years, it's become something that's been important to people around the community, and something that I think everybody that's played in it is really enjoyed.
I could talk to you guys for another half hour, but we're out of time. You're not gonna leave empty-handed though. We've got some goodies from Texas Roadhouse. You can go out and get a meal out of Bountiful or Ogden, whatever you choose, and then OGO is gonna hook up with some bags. You guys travel a lot. You probably golf.
A little bit, yeah.
Yes, indeed.
You got to have some equipment, so we're gonna hook you up with that as well. Thanks to the people at OGO. Coaches, good luck.
Thank you.
Thanks so much. We'll see you spring game Saturday, 1 p.m.
Thanks for having us.
Can't wait for it.
All righty.